unfinished business and why I was so wrong about the first round of the playoffs. Carolina's Marty Necas joins me to talk rivalry series with the New York Rangers, and we play first thoughts with names of teammates that I'm going to toss his way. Can't wait for his reaction to Brent Burns. Plus, a comment about Alexander Ovechkin. It's the Chirp Podcast with Darren Millard. Next.
Boys, I'm Mike today. Just let everyone know, don't say anything stupid.
Oh, how'd that feel, old man?
What are you gonna do?
Hit him, light him up.
Yeah, nice hit. That's solid.
I'm gonna run you, I'm just waiting for my shift.
It's not going to be a chirp fest, but I do want to get this off my chest. I'm legitimately curious how you look at this, and send me notes either via direct message or reach out through the podcast. Bob Bender's always available. I know he doesn't like it when I mention his name, but he's always available. Would Alexander Ovechkin have been better off? Would he be taking less heat if the Washington Capitals had missed the playoffs instead of making it? It's incredible how much attention he received during that first round set against the New York Rangers, and the production wasn't there. It didn't look like things were right, and then all kinds of speculation starts moving forward, and we resuscitate the discussion about chasing Wayne Gretzky's record. The way he finished the regular season, if you come up just short, there's possibilities, there's potential there. You're fitting in some different players in the lineup, and Ovi's been hot, and maybe Wayne Gretzky's record falls at the end of next year. I think he's taken way more heat because he made the playoffs instead of just missing out. But that is just my thought as we get into the Stanley Cup playoffs. Thanks for being here with us. Can't wait to talk to Martin Necas in just a little bit as the Carolina Hurricanes get set for this showdown against the New York Rangers. I also should mention and admit, and it's important that we admit when we're wrong. I don't do it enough around the office, and it rubs people the wrong way, but I'm going to start something new here. I expected the lower seeds. I wasn't calling them upsets, but I expected the lower seeds to really have their way during the first round. I thought maybe 5 lower seeds might come out and qualify for the second round. But only one, as I record this, has managed to advance, and that was the Colorado Avalanche, who dismantled the Winnipeg Jets. Everybody else, the favorites, the higher seeds, they've rolled. It's been remarkable and efficient. Like 3-1 series leads the norm in the first round. Only one set went 2-2, Vegas and Dallas. And I give the higher seeds credit for what they were able to do. As far as Colorado, thanks for stepping up for me, but you did it in unexpected fashion. You know, the Winnipeg Jets set a National Hockey League record, allowing 5 or more goals in the first 5 playoff games. Never happened before. And it probably would have been 6 had they managed to qualify for and stretch that series out to 6. Unbelievable what happened there, to the point that I was wondering whether or not they would put Laurent Brossoit in for a start, considering that Brossoit was the guy that beat the Winnipeg Jets last year in the first round of Connor Hellebuyck. There's a talk about east-west against Hellebuyck. If you move that puck side to side, you can take advantage of him. Colorado was full marks for that. And Alexander Georgiev and what Nathan McKinnon and that club was able to do in getting it together was remarkable. Fun stuff there. Now we'll wait and see who Colorado gets in the second round. Will it be the Stanley Cup champions that go through the Central, or will it be a rival like the Dallas Stars, who were so good in the Central Division this year? That same type of matchup, if you do get a Colorado Vegas, who were in the same division, remember that COVID year, and they were tied for the President's Trophy. Love to see them back together. That would be fantastic. It would be on the same level as the Rangers against the Carolina Hurricanes. Like, that's a series. Don't get mad at me, Washington. Don't reach out and slam me, New York Islander fans. But we knew we were getting the Rangers and Carolina Hurricanes. They've both got such great motivation, and they're so focused. And I can't wait to see this one. They got a warm up in their first round by winning pretty quickly. And I like Carolina. I don't think people give them, because of the market, maybe compared to the New York Rangers, they don't give the Carolina Hurricanes enough credit. And I think that there's a real feel here to win it with this group. They've got so many guys up, including their head coach, Rod Brind'Amour. And there's been discussion about whether or not the contract offer for Rod has been taken off the table during the Stanley Cup playoffs, and they'll regroup and get back to it. I don't have an answer for you on that, but that would be a knock to the franchise. But could it be the ultimate motivating factor within that group? Let's win it for Rod. Let's win it for our group. A last dance approach. We'll get into it as we bring in Marty Necas, who joins us from the Carolina Hurricanes practice headquarters as they get set for the second round series against the New York Rangers. Been through this a couple of times now. What is it like, the transition between one series and the next, especially when you finish it efficiently like you did?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's different playing different teams, and especially, Islanders, Rangers, a little different style of hockey, and we all know that Rangers got definitely more skill in their team. So, we're just gonna focus on our 5-on-5 game. Don't give them too many power plays because they're good, and yeah, it's just about the little things, little adjustments, and that's what we're ready for.
Gotta say, everybody keeps talking about the Ranger power play, but you guys in special teams are lights out yourself.
Yeah, I think that's a little different than in the past years, because we always came in the playoffs. Our power play wasn't great, and PK's always been good, but power plays was struggling a little bit, which this year has been definitely a little better. So it's going to be the same thing for them. They don't want to give us power plays. We don't want to give them power plays, which, in playoffs makes a difference. And that's the things we're going to focus on.
Have you tweaked anything as a team on the power play? I know you've added some personnel.
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. You always try to, kind of look how they kill, how they forecheck, and, in the zone, how they move. They try to play aggressive or whatever. So definitely there's little adjustments, but always try to keep it similar, but just make a little tweaks, and the same thing throughout the series, right? They try to change the PK maybe a little bit, so we got to adjust, and yeah, that's all about it.
How close to perfect was the first round performance against the Islanders?
I don't know. To be honest, I didn't feel at all it was perfect. I feel like Freddie helped us a lot, especially in our first 4 games. He was great there, and he saved us a couple games. I think the one game that we really played our game was the second game home, which we were down 3-0, and or was it 3-0? I think it was, and then we came back and we played the whole game. We played great. We were over them. Other than that, I feel like it wasn't our best, but still we managed to win 4-1, which is good. But I think we got another level to get to.
You know how many times I had to rewatch the highlights from that game, the comeback game, to figure out what the heck happened?
Yeah, I feel like we don't know either. It was just pure chaos, and yeah, it was a crazy game.
New York Rangers, does it feel like a serious rivalry, one that you watched when you were a kid, going, those two teams must really not like each other?
Yeah, and especially for me personally, I love playing, Rangers. MSG is pretty special building, and kind of same thing here. It's always a good game. Doesn't matter if it's playoffs or regular season. Obviously now it's going to be, even better. But I feel like two great teams going against each other. It's going to be, fun series to watch, and excited for the first game, and see how it happens.
People are curious how Jake's fit in. What's the addition of Guentzel been like into the playoffs?
Yeah, I think he's great. He's just really smart player. He knows where to be. He's good on power play. All those little things that you maybe sometimes don't even see as a fan, but he's doing on the ice. So yeah, he's been really good. He's good on forecheck. He plays quite simple game, but he makes plays when it's there, and that's kind of his strength. And he's just really smart player.
Have you learned anything about his game that you didn't know before, even though you're relatively close to him and played against him a lot?
I feel like, he's been in the league for a while, and everybody kind of knew what he can do. And, he can kind of do it all, It's not that just he would have one thing and, that would be the only thing, but he's got, everything: skating, passing, shooting. He plays aggressive. He's good on forecheck. just overall player, and that's kind of what in playoff you need.
What's the difference between Rod Brind'Amour regular season and Rod Brind'Amour playoff?
I don't know, definitely a little more intense, and obviously things are important, and this kind of stuff. But I feel like there's not a huge difference. He kind of wants us to play the playoff game throughout the whole season, and there's not a big difference. We're definitely the forechecking team. We getting pucks deep, and we forecheck them, and it's kind of what teams do in playoffs. But I feel like we do it throughout the whole season, and so there is not a big changes.
Without giving away any national secrets, what's the one thing that you have circled on the board about the Rangers that you're concerned about, and what's the one thing that you think you can take advantage with your team going in against that club in the series?
Obviously, they got pretty a couple very special players, and they have obviously about everybody knows Panarin and Fox and those guys. So you gotta kind of be careful whenever they're on the ice. It's just especially Panarin. He's one of those guys when he's on the ice, puck always somehow finds him, and everything goes through him. So you always got to stay tight with him. Don't give him much extra room, because whenever that happens, it's in your net. So that's definitely one of those things. And I feel like if you play our game 5-on-5, which it's hard to play against, it's gonna be a great series. And just like I said, be a little better in special teams than them, which is big. And I feel like goaltending is pretty even, because Freddie and Shesterkin are both great goalies.
That's impressive because Shesterkin comes at it with such great pedigree and obviously award-winning. And Freddie's been out most of the year. When did you feel like Freddie was into form or was back to himself?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the season, he didn't even know if he's gonna play this season or what's gonna happen, and he stepped into it, and he was just, ever since he came back, he was great, and he's just so calm in the net, and especially now in playoffs when it matters, he was really good. He saved us some games for sure, and yeah, just really calm. When the puck's going at him, he's not gonna panic or anything. That he's got some experience too. So yeah, I feel like our both goalies, Piotr, he's younger, but he's really good too, and he's a backup right now. So we're confident in those guys.
I have to say, the save that Freddie made just lying on his side, and that sums him up, right? Not panicking, just taking it.
Yeah, he made a couple saves like that, I feel like, during the series. So yeah, I mean, we all know how good he is and what he can do, and we're really confident in him.
You guys do have a few free agents. It's not different that there would be turnover, but is there any type of last dance with your group that's been together for a number of years going into this year?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't even know how many free agents we got. I think 13, 14. Not just free agents, but guys to sign, and
yeah,
it's a lot. But I'm not really, and we're not really thinking about next year. We want to win this year. That's the goal. Just like for everyone in the playoffs right now. But we're really focusing on the next round. And me personally, I don't think at all about next year.
How about last year? Does that still motivate you guys with a little unfinished business?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we got to conference finals, against Florida, which, we had a lot of injuries. I feel like we got way different team this year. We're definitely healthier, and I hope it's gonna stay that way. And now we just got to get there, and I don't really know what's gonna happen in other series, but we're focused on the Rangers, and we got to take it game by game.
Do you think this series against the Rangers will be different than a couple of years ago when you guys went 7? Like from a style perspective, they've got a different coach.
I feel like it's pretty similar, but obviously they changed coach, right?
Yeah.
They changed the coach, so there's a little different game style by them. So that's gonna be a little different. But in the playoffs, it's always everybody plays hard. They got pretty similar team what they had before. We got a little changes, but we always play the same way. So what are you gonna expect from us? And you just gotta play good.
They've got Trocheck too.
Yeah, Tro's been he's been fantastic so far. for them, especially this year. That line of Lafreniere, Panarin, and Trocheck's been, I feel like one of the best in the league, and we gotta ramp it up and match them.
Play a couple of one-timers with you. I'm going to give you names and first reaction as I throw teammates at you. Seth Jarvis.
Jari just all-around player. He plays power play, PK, power and five. Very important player for us, and he's been great this season.
Is he as entertaining off the ice in the room as he is with us?
Yeah, I feel like he loves that kind of stuff with you guys, and he's pretty funny. He's pretty funny in the locker room too. He's a great guy. He's a really nice guy. He's on the younger side of our locker room, which we talk a lot, and I love that guy. He's great.
Brent Burns.
Yeah, so from younger guys, that's the old guys on the team, but I feel like he still acts and behaves like he's on the younger side. So I feel like that's what keeps him going so long throughout his career, and shows how professional he is about the hockey. He's always first in the locker room. He's doing all this kind of stuff to keep it going, and just a great guy, great player.
Have you ever looked in the backpack?
I don't know if I looked, but I seen when I came to his room, what he's got there. He needs a pretty big room to set up his whole backpack there. So it's pretty impressive. Pretty impressive just to carry it around the plane and on the plane, because it's heavy as
Really?
It's
how
really
heavy is it?
And I don't even know what he's got in there, but it feels like he's bringing a parachute on the plane in case we're falling down. We're going down. So yeah, it's something that you don't see every day, but that helps him. Andrei
Svechnikov.
Just a beast. He's a great player, like power forward, I would say, with the skill he can score, and he's just so powerful, and great player for playoffs, I would say, and he's showing it.
For people that don't get to your barn, can you explain what that atmosphere is like? The regular season's okay. The playoffs is remarkable. It's overwhelming at times.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta experience it.
You really do.
Yourself. If you've been in our building for playoffs, you know how it feels, and especially when we're rolling and playing good, it's quite special, and sometimes you experience it for many times, but it still gives you goosebumps.
Before I let you go, Kuznetsov on the penalty shot. First, your explanation. Can you describe what he does?
I feel like he just freezes the goalie, and every goalie just expects what he's going to do, but he's going so slow and stick handling that you can't really cheat it, because if you cheat it, he's going to shoot the other side, or going to do moves. So I mean, you would have to ask more goalie, but from my perspective, it's definitely a big changeup that nobody else does. So the goalie's just got to be patient, and just like you saw last game when Varlamov tried to poke check it, he was waiting for it, and then he made a move, and basically free goal. So yeah, it's something that he really pays attention to, whatever goalie's doing for shootouts, and definitely helps him a lot.
Could you do that? You have great hands.
I don't know. I know I could do that, but it just feels so weird, it's just going so slow and waiting so long. It feels kind of not right. you never really do that. I never seen anybody else doing. Maybe, I don't know, somewhere in Europe, maybe I seen someone. I know Zuccarello used to go slow. He wouldn't even stick handle. That was kind of different mood, but I don't know, it takes him 15 seconds to do a shootout. There'll be time limit, he'll be out, so it's pretty impressive. I mean, it works for him. He's been good. He's been good on shootouts, and just like I said, he really pays attention to goalies, what they're doing, and watches them, and definitely helps them.
You know what I find funny is he starts way down by his own goalie and then picks up the puck. I'm like, why do you need the big lead up? Because you're going to go so slow anyway.
I feel like he tries to, get the goalie a little out, and then, kind of mess up with his timing, and that's probably the thing why he does that. But yeah, I love when he, sometimes he does he kind of chips the puck, then he throws his stick. It's just fun to watch, and it's been quite a show.
What's his influence been around your room because of his journey and then coming in?
Yeah, he's got experience. To me, he was the MVP of the when they won the cup. Obviously, I think he had the most points, and we know all we wanted, but I think by the influence, how he influenced the game, he was the best player there, and he still got it. So he's been good. He's been good in this first round. He scored some 2 big goals, and he's still got it. Obviously, he hasn't played earlier that much hockey this season, but he got back to it good, and when he's on his game, he's really good.
Marty, great catching up with you. A lot of fun. Thanks for your reflections on your teammates, and good luck in the second round.
No, thank you very much. Thank you.
Was anybody else singing back? Was anybody else singing that when we were talking about Brent Burns' backpack? It made it sound like Brent Burns gets a presidential suite to unpack all his stuff with Marty. And you may not have been able to tell in listening to it, but when you bring up certain names, players will react. People do react, even if you don't notice it, with a little twitch of your mouth or a big smile around the eyes. And Marty Necas, his reaction when you bring up Brent Burns or Seth Jarvis was awesome. And you can tell that there's genuine love and appreciation within that group. I just think that they're set up, and Jake Guentzel's addition gives them something that they didn't have. They were criticized for last year, not going out and getting a game breaker, somebody that can step up in crucial time. They have that now. And with their goaltending solidified with Freddie Andersen, I think they have it all right now. And that could be your Eastern Conference representative. It doesn't get any easier if they get through the New York Rangers, because we know what's happening on the other side. And Florida was so good. So we'll watch it with great interest on the front of the Eastern Conference. The Rangers in Carolina is the series to pay attention to. I thought Dallas and Vegas in the first round had everybody's attention. It was a 1-8, but it really wasn't a 1-8 with the Stanley Cup champions in there, and it delivered to be the most competitive. This Ranger situation, they have so much. They changed coaches after a 100-point season, and they're back in it, winning the President's Trophy against Rod Brind'Amour and the Carolina Hurricanes. Awesome stuff. I can't wait to recap it and see where we are in the second round next week on the Chirp Podcast with Darren Millard. Let me know what you think, by the way. Let me know. Give me a message or two. Talk to you next week.